Hi, 6th grade, it's Mrs. Roselle. I wanted to create a video to explain our graph project for this week. Now this is going to be one of your, it's going to be a replacement essentially for your test for this chapter. I know some of you were kind of confused about it, and I figured maybe an easier solution rather than a test would be to do this project. So I'm going to explain the project, and then I'm going to also share some samples on Google Classroom of ones that I've created. I'm going to show you in my book, but I have my computer right here with all of the information, so I'm going to be reading off my computer. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be surveying people. Now I know that's tricky because obviously we're in quarantine, but you can survey people in your house. You can survey your friends or your family members, like you can call them up, or if you know the information already, you can do that. So survey 5 people minimum. You can do more about anything. And I'll show you some examples that I did. Then you're going to choose a graph. You can choose either a line plot, a histogram, or a line graph that you're going to correctly put all of the data that you've collected in. Now, the easier way is probably going to be to just draw it out, the graph, on a piece of paper and take a picture of it. If you happen to know how to do it on the computer, then I would definitely encourage you to try that. Then also what I want you to do with your data is to give the mean, median, mode, and range of your data. So it's kind of combining last chapter, which we never really took a test on, and this chapter, which we're not taking a test on, and kind of combining them. And then you also need to make sure that your graph is labeled correctly with the title and all of the axes are labeled correctly. So I'm going to show you some examples of my graphs that I created, and really you can do it based off of anything. So I'm not sure if this is going to be backwards, but here's my line plot, okay? I have it labeled kids per family, and so basically what I did based off of my family, so like my brothers and sisters and my husband's brothers and sisters, I figured out how many kids we have per, like the whole family, so me and my husband's family. So 3 of our siblings have no kids, 2 of us, including ourselves, we have 1. One of his sisters has 2 kids, one of them has 3, and then the other one has 4. So that's how I did it. I had number of kids at the bottom, kids per family. Now I have my mean, median, mode, and range for that data. That's the line plot. Then I went and created a histogram. Now this one I didn't do correctly, and I'm going to point that out to you because when I went to go do the mean, median, mode, and range, I figured it was kind of tricky because I did it on heights. So I did family heights, and as you can tell, I have heights from 5 foot to 5'4", 5'5" to 5'8", and what is this? 5'9" to 6 foot, and 6'1" to 6'5". So this is combining my family and my husband's family. So his family is really tall, so that's why we have some tall ones in, but for the most, it's pretty average. Now, if I were doing this and I was submitting it, I probably would choose something different because it's hard to do the mean, median, mode, and range for this. So that's just something that you might want to be thinking about if you do a histogram. Again, you can choose one of these to do. And, I have a title, and my axes are labeled. And then my line graph, I did movies watched during quarantine. So I actually didn't completely label this. I wanted to show you that because I've got 0 to 9 and then week 1 through 6. Now I know there's more than 6 weeks of quarantine, so I need to label my axes. So one of them will be numbers of movies. And the other one, weeks of quarantine. Okay, so I labeled that here and here, and then if I was going to go ahead and do the mean, median, mode, and range, I would count 2, 5, 4, 6, 7, 6. Okay, and I would do that, and I would find the mean, median, mode, and range for each of those numbers. So this wouldn't even be a complete project. Make sure you have the graph and the mean, median, mode, and range of your data. So if you have any questions about this, please email me. This can be really easy, or hopefully it's just going to be really easy. Another thing I've been kind of wanting to give some bonus points. This is going to be worth a test grade just because it's taking information from last chapter, which we never took a test on, and information from this one that we never took a quiz or a test, and combined them. But I will be giving extra points for creativity. So if you are an artistic kind of person and you want to create a line graph, but then you want to make it colorful, or if you want to draw pictures or whatnot, I will be giving a max 3 points for creativity. Now, I'd be impressed if you even did it on the computer, so I'd take points for creativity for that because I think that's super impressive. I'm going to be kind of giving you a sheet of everything that you need to know and how much each is worth point value wise, but please, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Also look at your textbooks because there's tons of really good examples there. If you don't know what you want to do it on, you can literally Google different ones and it'll give you ideas. Like I was really struggling with my histogram plot, and so I actually Googled histograms and I found an example that I liked, and I'm like, oh, I can do this in my own information. So you can do based off that. Really just be creative with it. Like I really liked the movies watched during quarantine because if you're like me, you've been watching plenty of movies or Netflix or TV shows or whatnot during quarantine. So be creative with it. Again, if you have questions, email me. So happy graphing.